Get off that exhausting hamster wheel and into balanced living with Dr. Marissa.
Promise you joy in the mystery.
Dr. Marissa, also known as the Asian Oprah. Her mission, to be a beneficial presence on the planet. Her purpose, to be your personal advocate to live, laugh, love, learn. Her life motto, don't die wondering. Take back your life with Dr. Marissa Pei.
And welcome. You're tuned in to Take My Advice. I'm not using it. Get Balanced with Dr. Marissa, the morning show here on KCAA, NBC News, CNBC News, and NBC Sports Radio Station, AM 1050, FM 106.5, home to the Asian Oprah, number one talk in the IE, number one FM show. I forgot about that. And streaming everywhere. iHeartRadio, Spotify, iTunes, TuneIn, Audible, Amazon Music, Tiki Live, Rumble, Podchaser, Speaker, and more. Why so many places? I want to maximize my splatter zone for more hope and happiness. So there's no gossip, there's no scandal, and no headlines. If you get up in the morning and you start doing the MS, meaningless scrolling, you undoubtedly will get the case of the 4 A's: angry, anxious, afraid, and aggravated, because everything that's on there, if it bleeds, it leads, and it's there for the shock factor to keep you tuned into some bad news. That's why I created this show 719 consecutive weeks ago and said, you know what, we'll talk about problems, but not without solution, and all under my Happy 88 mission, 88 million more happy people in the next 8 years. So I have topics and guests to that end and series to that end. And you'll know from who's in studio today that it's time for Doctors in the House with myself and
Dr. Tiffanie Tate.
She's a U.S. Navy veteran, published author, retired OBGyn from Compton, California. She is a playwright, singer, poet, songwriter, and more. Dr. Tiffanie is the published author of many books now, including important children's books that help parents talk about things that might be a little bit uncomfortable, bad touching, money matters, all kinds of good stuff. Her latest new hat is she is a congressional candidate, and she'll tell you more about that during the break. Please welcome back to my studio, Dr. Tiffanie Tate.
Hello and happy Wednesday, everybody. Time to get your hump on.
What? Oh, me bad boy. I'm just that's the new one.
Hump your way on through it.
Okay. It's not easy to have me speechless, but you just did it. Good Lord Almighty. Good morning, Z Queen. Glad to have you in the Cashew Gallery. You are the captain today because you are the first to identify. If you're driving right now and listening to me at 8 a.m. drive time, best slot on the day, please do not chat. Wait till you get somewhere safe. But always glad to have anyone come and give their 8 cents worth and play along. We're going to start with breakfast as usual. No, I'm sorry, no Uber Eats to your door. However, we will take a bite of my gratitude sandwich, which is a good life habit. Hashtag Blisscipline. We start every show with top of the bun. Looking around you, what are you grateful for? Bottom of the bun before you go to bed tonight. What are you grateful for inside of yourself, outside and inside? So, Dr. Tiffanie, what are you grateful for?
Well, I am grateful that this is the 100th Black History Month. I don't know if you knew that, but this is. So that is why I have my headgear on, and this is like my, dress. So I am doing this in honor of Black History Month to usher that in, to say Happy Black History Month, because Black history is American history, and it should be celebrated throughout the year, even though we are recognizing it this month. And it did start as 1 week, but now we recognize recognize it as a full month.
Wow, 100 years. Happy Black History Month. That is so awesome. I did not know that. Thank you. You are my keeping up with the statistics co-host for sure. That's great, and you look beautiful and adorable. I really like that headgear stuff too. I guess I could have put my gear from Ghana that I got. I might just slip out and do that actually,
Or you can do it next week. Remember, it's all month.
That's true. Whole month. But this sweater is a little bit warm as it heats up here in Long Beach, California. I am grateful that I have had quite the red carpet week from Starry Night fundraiser by Daphne Barak for cancer research. And that red carpet, I got to meet or reconnect with Cheryl Hines. You remember her from Curb Your Enthusiasm, and her husband, Robert Kennedy Jr., who I actually met in backstage in Peru many, many years ago. Cheryl remembered me, which was great. Well, she said she remembered me, but that's okay. She's a good friend of Daphne's, and she had breast cancer, and she was recognizing and raising funds for research, all the doctors at UCLA. So that was kind of cool. And I met Black China, who was on the carpet because she is turning her life in transformatively. She is wanting to be known not for fakeness, but realness. And her publicist contacted me. So we're going to keep talking. She did the cutest thing. I said to her, because, my daughter's really not impressed with most of my guests, Halle Berry, John Travolta, Quincy Jones. However, the rapper, is it YV? I'm horrible with names. Tony Hawk, she was impressed with. And then when I showed her the call sheet, Black China. So I told Black China while she was doing an interview beside me, crowded red carpet. But I went back, and this guy said, "Oh, you look great. You're so put together." And I'm like, "Oh, thank you." Turns out he is Black China's brother and makeup artist. I was like, "What?" And then and then Black China said, "Why don't you FaceTime your daughter?" So he did that from the red carpet. And she was just like, "Ah!" So I'm Mother of the Year for a little while now. But
you're cool now. Now you're cool again.
Yeah, I'm cool again. Oh, thank God. But that was very, very fun. I'm grateful for that.
Oh, absolutely fabulous. I'm going to give you a mom pat on the back, a mom clap.
Okay. Yay.
Absolutely. It's always good to be lifted up by our children.
Always, for sure. Another thing you're grateful for?
And I am grateful that my son celebrated his birthday this week. I wasn't there, but I did send him his gift, and he was very happy to receive it. So happy birthday, Nathaniel. Woo, woo, woo. And he enjoyed it. He took himself out to dinner. He took himself into New York City to a museum, and we FaceTimed, and it was just a wonderful time for him.
Aw, he texted me a couple weeks ago, actually. I don't know if you knew that. I love it. He's my extra son via co-host. Happy birthday, dear Nathaniel. Happy birthday to my extra son. I'm sure you sang that for him already. For those of you who don't know, that is how Dr. Tiffany became my co-host. She called me on my birthday years back and sang a very beautiful operatic happy birthday to me. So that's a very special song. I am grateful for being on another red carpet for the after Grammy party. That was kind of fun at the Sky Bar, my first time there. And of
Mhm.
course, if you were on my social, you saw that I, did my little dance by the pool, and that was very fun. And I was very honored actually because I was not behind the carpet interviewing this time. I was walking the carpet, and half of the press that was there recognized me. So I got interviewed on the other side, which was kind of fun. I like that I can play both sides of the red carpet. I'm a dual carpetbagger. Um, oh my goodness. Let's see. Salvation's blessings from Z Queen. Thank you, Carter G. Woodson, for making Black History Month a
Mhm.
thing. And then
Absolutely.
John Baptiste is here from Rwanda. It's always nice to see you streaming in from Africa on this auspicious Black History Month, celebrating 100 years, 100 years of that? No, 100 years of celebrating
Yeah,
Black History Month.
it's
Oh, okay.
once a month.
All
There's
right. Yeah.
Mhm.
Awesome. Awesome. Fantastic. Let's go to the bottom of the bun. And I'm going to go do a quick flash change so you can make this a little bit longer.
Okay.
Dr. Tiffany is going to talk about the bottom of the bun, which is a weight training, good life habit. Before you go to bed at night, please don't beat up on yourself or shit on yourself. I should have said this. I should have said that. I should have done this, or I didn't finish that, or who done me wrong. It's a guaranteed way to not sleep well. So this is we want you to focus on what you do like about yourself and how great you are, because everybody is one of a kind, wonderful. Dr. Tiffany, what do you like about yourself?
I like the fact that I can listen without judging. I believe that God gave us 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason. And as an OBGYN, I have spent over 2 decades listening and being a problem solver. And I think it is important a lot of times to just sometimes listen and be a listener without being a problem solver. And I find myself to be a pretty good problem solver, but sometimes people just want you to listen, to just sit there to listen and support and be a friend. And I think it is important to just sometimes to just sit there and listen, to be a quiet supporter. And I like the fact that I can sometimes just listen to say, I hear you. And I like the fact that I can sometimes just sit there and listen and be a quiet supporter and not always intervene.
Beautiful. I like about myself that I'm a very quick change artist.
Woo! Way to go.
This is from Ghana.
It's beautiful. I like the black and gold.
And isn't it funny? I don't even have to change my mic color. I love it.
I know. See, aren't you happy you picked that one?
I actually have 2, and I was planning on doing the other one, which wouldn't have matched, but we're good. I appreciate that I pivot quickly. How's that?
Mhm.
That is, I think, a skill to be able to, I don't bounce back, I bounce up. Hashtag UP, unlimited possibilities. And I do think that I do have that secret power. It's not so secret. And it came from bad stuff when I was a kid. So even when bad things happen to you, it's not a punishment, it is chiseling. So it helps you be more beautiful as a sculptor, and it gives you superpowers, I think. So that's the role of pain in life. And I appreciate that I know that about myself. All right. All right. You want to do another one? Let's go.
I like the fact that I think I have a pretty good sense of humor. At least I find myself very funny. I am very entertaining to myself. I think other people find me funny too. And I think that is hilarious because people are like, you should have your own show. Your life is very
Kind of do.
yeah, I know. That's what I'm like, but no, people are like, your life should be a movie. I'm like, I don't know. But I'm like,
comedy or a horror story, right?
I know, right?
Yeah.
But I'm like, I don't know, maybe someday when I write my book.
There you go. Yes, I think I'm funny as well, but looks aren't everything. But that's it for breakfast this morning, folks. Thanks for joining us. I do this every weekday morning for the morning show. So if you want to start your day in the most positive way, come join me for breakfast. And now for the topic of the day. Why isn't this allowing me to go and into the gong? It's not letting me go again. Remember when this happened before? Oh dear. All right, here we go.
Hey, you.
Gong. No, I can't get to that. I don't know what's going on. I may have to go out and come back in, but yeah. What, Dr. Tiffanie, is the topic of the day?
I'll make my own noise. Hey, you. Hey. The topic of the day is, what is love and how do we do it? This is February, the month of love. And lately we have been approaching this subject, and I figured this would be a good opportunity to take this topic and, as a surgeon, dissect it, smack it, flip it upside down, and rub it down, and just indulge in it.
No, you're not going to hump it?
Well, it is hump day. We can hump it too.
You started that, so no.
I was gonna tiptoe around that subject.
Yeah. Oh boy, it's gonna be quite the show today. So yeah, topic of the day is, what's love got to do with it? Gosh, she was one powerhouse.
Yes,
yeah. So when you picked that topic, that's what I thought about. What is love and how do you do it? That's an interesting way of phrasing that, but I know there's a reason for it. Why did we pick this topic? Outside of the fact that you have made it your mini mission to have a runway of topics up to V-Day, which sounds like D-Day, but it's actually Sad Day, Single Awareness Day, also known as Valentine's
or
Day.
VD.
That's no, we don't want that.
No, well, some people want VD because they have love. Some people are excited about VD.
Definitely.
People are not. So, but we're going to keep it positive.
Yes, we are. And as you're explaining, I'm going to.
Yes. We're going to have fun today, as you can tell. We're going to have loads and loads of fun, people. Because I want to keep this positive. I want to keep this optimistic because, I'm a political figure, but we're not talking politics. But there's a lot of politicking in love. There really is. Because when you look at love, it is a deep connection that blends care and understanding and commitment. And there's love in families, there's love in friendships. Some people have a deep love of their job, and then there's romantic love. So when it comes to love, it shows up in so many aspects of our lives. And some people even have a love of money. So when we talk about love, whether you're talking about the love of money, whether you're talking about the love of friendships, whether you're talking about the love of your job, and whether you're talking about the love in romance, it is a subject that it just definitely needs to be addressed.
Now we're focusing on romantic love, right? Because of the Valentine's thing. And whether or not you have a Valentine's ready, I thought it was gonna. But it was a 1 week chapter in my book of romance. So there's really not that much. Well, I guess there's a little bit of time left. Probably not. Probably.
Well, it's a whole month. So I don't want to chalk up love just to one day, because love is about a lifetime thing, and it shows up as care, understanding, and commitment. And that's the thing. So what is care? Care is like genuinely wanting another's well-being, even when it costs you something. And that's one of the things that's a problem in relationships.
Okay. I'm just trying to be creative here. And what does care stand for?
And
Um,
then
Go ahead.
there's another aspect of it, understanding. Seeing someone clearly, their strengths, their flaws, their fears. A lot of times, people don't want to stay present. They're distracted. They're always looking for the next best thing. They don't want to be present in what's going on in front of them. And they're like, okay, they're with you, but maybe they're planning their next date or their next person, or they're looking for right now, but they're not really present in the right now because they're not really into that commitment. So are they really choosing you? Are they really going to choose you again and again and again? So there's this uneasiness. So love isn't only a feeling. There's this rise and this fall. There's this roller coaster. It's about deliberate action.
And
And we
I'm
have
gonna
to be
go ahead.
look.
I was gonna just give you an example of
Okay,
that
go ahead.
one that you just did. The You're not really there.
Mhm.
I went to a reunion sort of thing for my Alliant International University where I got my PhD. And my professor was there, the one who actually gave the presentation that made me change from doing a clinical PhD to an organizational. And his wife, Dr. Connie Gersick, was actually the one who introduced me to get me to teach at UCLA because she was a professor at UCLA. And she reminded me that she actually set me up with a guy. I had totally forgotten this, right? I won't use his name. I still remember his name, but she said, whatever happened to that date I set you up with? He was a student of hers. And I said, well, when I asked him about, I wasn't attracted to him, but physically, but the nail on the coffin was, I said, he had gone to a friend's wedding and he was in the wedding and he pictured himself as the groom and said, I don't know if I could do that because I'd be looking in the audience and saying, "Oh, I haven't dated her. Oh, I haven't dated her." So,
Mhm.
that is a great example of what you were talking about, Dr. Tiffany, and not being, with that person
Yeah.
when you're with that person.
Oh,
So,
absolutely. Looking for the next best thing. And it's
exactly.
interesting, when I was doing my research, um, there was someone who said people tend to have 3 great loves. And I was like, "Really? 3 great loves?" Because a lot of people say, "Okay, I've loved before and I've been in love," but it's very dismissive love. But there's a 3 love theory. And I was like, "Really? A 3 love theory?" And so there's this 3 great love theory by expert name is Helen Fisher, and she suggests that people fall in love 3 times. I was like, 3 times? That's it in their whole
Mm.
life? I was like, okay, I'll bite.
Yeah.
Explain this to me. And so she says the first is an idealistic love. I was like, okay. And she said the idealistic love is like this fairy tale love, and it's when usually happens in high school. The second is this intense love, and the third is often with the right partner, and it brings this happiness and self-understanding. And I was like, okay, break that down a little bit further because that doesn't really make sense to me. So the first time has been said that we really fall hard with this high school love. This is like that Disneyland, like fairy tale love. So
First love.
yes. And so that falling hard in love the second time is supposed to be our hard love. It teaches us lessons about who we are. I was like, oh, Okay. And so this is the kind of love that hurts us, whether through lies, pain, or manipulation.
Or betrayal.
Right. And
get
so we think we are making different choices than our first, but in reality, we're still making choices out of the need to learn lessons, but we hang on. And our second love can become a cycle. Often we keep repeating because we think that somehow the ending will be different than before. Yet each time we try, it somehow ends worse than before. I was like, ouch.
That's that insanity definition, right?
Right. You
Or I say
expect a
going to
different
the
outcome.
tractor for milk. Tractors don't give milk, but you keep going to that kind of person who cannot give you love, but you figure maybe this time.
Right.
I resemble that.
Right. I was like, okay, maybe she has a point. And then falling in love the third time. So here's the hope. The love that lasts. So this is the hope, Dr. Marissa.
I'm
And the
listening.
third is the love we never see coming. And that one that usually looks all wrong for us and that destroys any lingering ideals we clung to about what love is supposed to be. This is the love that comes so easy, it doesn't seem possible. It's the kind where the connection can't be explained and knocks us off our feet because we never planned for it.
Yeah, that train is not in the station.
So this is the thing.
It's
So
not in
you-
my station.
So when you think that you have all of these rules that you want your person to fit into because you
Why does it
want
feel like
him.
you're talking at me?
No, I'm talking to our listeners.
Okay. All
So
right.
when you have somebody, your partner, male, female, other, that you want that person to fit into, a certain height, certain characteristics, it's okay to have standards. But the main thing is that they love you, they prioritize you, and they make time for you, because the reality is that love is going to be a challenge, and love is hard because everyone wants love, but almost no one agrees on what love is. Love is the most written about, sung about, and misunderstood human experience.
Mhm. I agree with that. And one person's it's not what is the right or wrong definition of love. I think it's most important if you agree on it, whoever you're with. If you don't agree, I think it helps these latest. I had the guy who did the 5 sex languages, not the 5 love languages, similar. But it does help, and everybody says communicate. I'm so tired of hearing that. Not you, but to everyone. It really is one of the most. Love does make the world go around, but love also is a pain in my back.
I don't know
When
what
it
to do
comes to romance, it's really, I'm going to put the moose on the table because we only have 2 minutes left in the reality-based problem portion of the show, which is the first half. So here it is. For people who are looking for romantic love, who have already had one great love in their lives, and then they say, I don't need it anymore. I think that's a BS, a belief system that robs us that whole concept of there's only one. I'm glad this woman said there's 3, but I seriously think there's like at least 1,000 people that you can have a good loving relationship with. The caveat is it doesn't last a lifetime. And I don't believe that just because it doesn't last a lifetime that there's something wrong with that love. Okay, moose on the table. I am so tired of hearing about that one Prince Charming, complete me, into the sunset kind of love. Does not keep me happy 88% of the time. I also don't want to believe that it is so much forking work to have a relationship. You did say it's supposed to be easy and sneak up behind you. I'm here. You can dock now. However, it's so much work to even get to that point of, is there love there, and can you even know? If the first 2 dates I was feeling something, I thought there might be something, and then the third date I got the biggest ick I've had in my life, and you really can't get over that ick. I'm sorry, I have never been able to get over that ick. So, like, how much time does one have to spend to figure out, is this love or not? I like the definition of love is a choice. And every year you can choose to extend the lease called your relationship. That, am I having fun? As Esther Hicks will say, that's the measure of a good relationship. But that's the second half. But I really had to get this out because I cringe every time Dr. Tiffanie wants to talk about romantic love, because it's such a forking, not a fun topic for me. Can you tell?
Well, the reality is that love is like a biological system and a psychological pattern and a behavioral practice. And it does help to extend your lifespan. And as a physician, I want people to live nice, long, healthy lives. And I think being in a healthy relationship is going to help. So this episode is not really about like rom-com love or Instagram love. It's about love that is actually going to help you and how to practice it. That's all. Because love is not one thing. It's a coordinated system of like neurochemistry, attachment, and it is a learned behavior.
Like indigestion.
Yes,
this is if you've just tuned in, you're wondering what's going on in studio. Yes, we are in our ending our first half of reality of Love Hurts. And when we come back after news, weather, traffic, and a word from our sponsors, we will continue talking about
what is love and how do we do
it. Don't go away. We'll be right back. Chuck Woolery used to say, in 2 and 2, I say peace in and peace out. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
Take back your life with Dr. Marissa Pei.
Well, she has been dubbed the Asian Oprah, and she just wants all of us to be happy.
Dr. Marissa, aka the Asian Oprah, says the most important thing you can choose is choosing to be happy.
You are tuned into my weekly talk radio TV show called Take My Advice. I'm not using it. Get balanced with Dr. Marissa.
That's the idea for Dr. Marissa Pei's new book called 8 Ways to Be Happy.
Many of us say, I am my own worst critic. Nobody's harder on me than I am. And my response to that is, stop it! Why are you doing that to yourself? You have to be your biggest fan, because if you can't at the end of the day say, I did a good job, who is? We don't have to constantly be angry at the things that are wrong. Why don't we choose to be happy about things that are right? We have the choice. That's our muscle. And life is so amazing if we can see it.
Hi, my name is Dr. Tiffanie Tate, and I am running for California State Senate in District 32. But I was not always a doctor. I grew up originally in Compton, California by a single parent who had 2 children of her own, and I was her bonus third child. I know what it means to struggle. I know what it means to have to work hard. I was a courtesy clerk at Lucky Supermarket at the end of your register saying paper or plastic. I used to be waitress at the Waffle House when I was a medical student. If you want a representative who has worked hard, held union jobs, elect me, Dr. Tiffanie Tate. I am well aware of what it needs to make improvements to the healthcare system. The IE is a healthcare desert. Elect me to make those changes to make sure healthcare is supported. Visit my website at votedrtate.com. VOTEDRTATE.com. Please consider making a donation to my campaign so that you can have the changes that you need. Veteran Officer of the United States Navy, Board Certified OBGYN, author, and more. Elect me, Dr. Tiffanie Tate. Paid for by Dr. Tate for Congress. Dr. Senate, Dr. Tiffanie Tate.
Take back your life with Dr. Marissa Pei.
And we're back. You're tuned in to Take My Advice. I'm not using it. Get Balanced with Dr. Marissa, the morning show here on KCAA NBC News Radio, home to the Asian Oprah, #1 talk in the IE. Thank you very much. And streaming everywhere. iHeartRadio, Spotify, and of course, my show Central, my YouTube TV channel. That is now 4.6 million impressions here every weekday morning. And you can tell by who's in studio that it's Wednesday, and she's helping us over the hump with the topic, which is, hold on.
What is love and how do you do it?
So now we're in the second half, which means I can stop ranting about my my misinterpretation of love and talk about how we can be happier with this whole concept of love, whether or not you are with someone right now.
So I wanted to start by talking about the myths that ruin love, because there are some myths. And so the first myth is that love should be effortless, because that is definitely not true. And the next myth is that the right person completes you. You are complete in and of yourself. You do not need another person to complete you. And then people often say, love means never hurting each other. That is definitely false. People hurt people, and hurt people even more. Right. And the reality is that a lot of people come from trauma. Those are the people who hurt people the most. Right.
Yeah.
And then passion equals love. Oh, that is so not true. Just because you're passionate towards one another, being passionate in the bedroom does not mean that you love each other. So try to distinguish those two, because love is love, but passion is definitely not love. And then a lot of people say, well, if it's real, it lasts forever unchanged. The reality is, with time, people change, and sometimes you grow apart, sometimes you grow closer together. So you can't just let that go. And why
can I interject?
Oh, yes, please do.
Example of that. It's been my BS, my belief system. It is not easy. I'm going to balance out what I said before. You can fall in love with 1,000 people, not just one. However, the chances that you have the chemistry to start, and let's say the passion is there at the beginning to bind you, maybe that's the purpose of it, to get you to get to know each other and grow to love each other. Everyone changes. What are the chances that two people who met with maybe common interests or common something, nobody stays the same, and each person is changing? It's not easy to change in the same direction with the same speed. That's why, that's my defense at saying it's almost like a death sentence to say, till death do us part, literally. So that point of that you're making, Dr. Tiffanie, that people change, is something that, I got a finger on that one. Thank you. Someone agreed with me. That finger, not the other one. So yeah, preach.
Absolutely. And you have to realize, what was it that attracted you to them? Was it something as superficial as looks? Because looks change. Or was it something substantial, like something on the inside, like their character, their personality? What was it? And you have to be careful. What was it that drew you to them? I think it's important because when you use those myths set people up for disappointment. And you have to be careful. Normal conflicts, they make you feel like failure when you experience them. And it's okay to experience normal conflict.
Yeah. The myth that let me go back to one thing you said about often people who are from, past pain, right? Uh, I remember a pivotal moment when I was blaming my husband for everything wrong with our relationship. And I was complaining to someone and I said, he's so emotionally unavailable. And she wisely asked me the question, when did you figure out that he was emotionally unavailable? Like you're saying, after a while, people change. And I said, oh no. I knew long before we even got engaged that he was emotionally unavailable. And she looked straight at me and said, so who's really emotionally unavailable?
Right.
Drop that. Moose, which is my Canadian version of talking about the elephant in the room, and mic drop, moose drop. So if you're blaming right now your partner for all the things that are wrong or saying that they are emotionally unavailable, I want to ask you the same question just so I feel better, because the reality was I'm one of the 7 out of 10 of us who have childhood trauma. And when we have childhood trauma, we pick people who are emotionally unavailable because we're afraid to be emotionally unavailable. So just telling on myself right there.
Absolutely. It's kind of like this. When you point that finger, you have all these fingers pointing back at you. And there are trends. You tend to pick like long distance relationships when you're emotionally unavailable, and you tend to have these different behaviors, and you can go to therapy or different things like that, but that's a whole different subject for a different show. But there's some science that makes love last. And there are 3 points that you can focus on: responsiveness, the ratio of positive to negative interactions, as well as some repair mechanisms. So if you focus on those 3 things, you can work on your relationships. And so when you look at the responsiveness, those are things like making sure you're feeling seen in your relationship, making sure you're feeling heard and understood, because that's where when we talk about communication, that's the strong predictor of a relationship satisfaction. Right, Dr. Marissa?
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's, I think when we talked before the break about the BS, the belief systems that keep you out of love is thinking, Snow White. I grew up with Snow White. I grew up with Cinderella, and they are cute, right? Stories, but they're fairy tales. There is no happily ever after. And if you have that expectation, which I do, and it's a difficult reality to swallow. I'm not going to say it's unrealistic, unfortunately, to expect that things are gonna be like literally problem free.
Yeah, and that's what brings us to the next thing I was saying when we talk about the ratio of positive to negative interaction, because conflict is not the problem. Unrepaired conflict is the problem. Addressing the issue. And it's okay if you want to take a beat, take a moment, and not address it while you're angry, but you definitely have to address it, because if you're not going to talk and you're going to give the silent treatment, you're not going to have a functional relationship, and your relationship is going to die and wither, and the love is going to wither.
Yeah. And herein lies one of the fundamental reasons I think we have not great relationships because we don't go to school for communication. We don't go to school for conflict resolution until college. Like I taught at UCLA, one of the courses was managerial interpersonal communication. But you don't learn that when you're dissecting frogs in biology or when you're taking, all the AP courses in high school. There's not one on interpersonal relationships. There's not one on personal mastery. There's not one on how do you deal with you in a relationship. And your parents, you're supposed to learn this at home. Your parents don't know it either because they didn't grow up with the best role models for relationships. So the buck stops right over, here. We got to I'm really proud of the fact that I did talk to my kids about all of this stuff, and that much to their chagrin, maybe over talked about it. But it's so important to take ownership for our own lack of skill when it comes to relationships. I'll be the first one, and then to do what we can to change that. Right?
Yeah.
With our
Yeah.
kids.
Absolutely. Because repair mechanisms are essential for couples that are healthy, whether it's apologies, humor, reassurance. A lot of times people are so stubborn and like, well, it's just the way that I am, or I was raised this way. And I think it's important because couples who repair quickly show better long-term outcomes. And I think successful couples aren't less reactive. They're just better at repair. And whether you look at couples or even if you look at society, if you look at how society is functioning now, how we have so many cracks in our society, if we started teaching these things in elementary school, that's why I write the books that I do, because I wanted to make the world better one book at a time so that we can put more kindness into humankind, like Little Angelina Sings, the anti-bullying book. I think it's important to make sure our children learn to treat each other better and to treat each other with respect so that they can become big humans who treat each other better with better respect.
Yeah. And I'm going to give you Dr. Marissa's Beneficial Presence on the Planet Award for those children's books that I do appreciate. And I think that what you're doing with them is excellent.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. It is.
Oh, go ahead.
So the point of being able to have a successful relationship, first and foremost, is for yourself, right? I'm all about, are you happy? 88% of the time in that relationship. If you're not happy 88% of the time, is it possible to bring whatever number you have up? And I know I shouldn't be even talking about this because I'm a horrible example of this. I quit too early. I know that. But the balance of finding out if you can come here and that person can come here. And if you spent 20 years, I remember coaching someone on the show who said for the entire marriage, she's been going like this, they go like this, and then she goes over here to enable that relationship to work. So that isn't love. To me, my best definition of love is this and this. And I'll be the first to say, I dated a guy before I got married, and he said, you are what have you done for me lately? That hurt. But it was great to hear from someone who called me on my moose and said, you're happy when someone gives you something or does something for you, but then you are waiting for the next thing. You're not appreciative of that thing again. And I think many women do this. I have to say more so than men do this. And so I'm giving a little tough love. If you're here coming up on Valentine's and you're thinking about what you're going to get instead of what you're going to give, you might fall in that category. So if this is resonating and stinging a little, maybe this Valentine's is the one where you just have no expectations. This is for me. No expectations of what I'm going to get, and most expectations about what I'm going to create to give.
It's interesting because we love the way we learned to survive emotionally. And love often activates those old wounds before healing them, unless we've been through therapy and we've actually worked on healing those and we've done the work.
Mm-hmm. That's just the way I am is a sure sign that your desire for relationships is not balanced with your willingness to act differently to be in a relationship. I'm telling on myself. Every time I say, I know that's why you're laughing. I'm preaching to my choir right now. Every time I say I can do what I want, how I want, when I want, how I want, that is another nail in the coffin of I can live on a desert island by myself and I don't need people. And that is my work. It will be my work from now until I die. I know that. I do want to affirm today publicly that I would like to know what a healthy relationship feels like.
Oh, good. Well, that is the first step. But you have to realize that love does not reveal compatibility first. It reveals emotional patterns first. So that is the first step.
So, are you saying that if my buttons are pushed immediately when I am getting to know someone, that is something to work through?
Yes, and you should break love into daily actions. And so you can do this like by first your attention, being fully present, listening without fixing. That's number one. Number two, responsibility, taking ownership of your emotions, not making your potential partner your emotional regulator. So you be in full responsibility of your emotions. Number three, still keeping your boundaries. I think your boundaries are good because love needs limits to stay healthy. And saying no can always be an act of love. So you don't have to settle. I'm not saying settle for anything you don't want to by any means. And then repair anything that needs to be repaired, apologizing if you've done something wrong. And it's okay to expect apology from them because that's good, because healthy conflict is still good.
Yeah. That is the key. I know that I'm aware enough from my past as one of the 7 out of 10 of us who's had childhood trauma that any kind of raised voice, any kind of conflict, any kind of disagreement, I go into, shut down because it was so painful. And I acknowledge that. And here's a person who does this for a living and coaches and teaches people. I work on it. And I will have to say that my easy way to deal with it is avoidance. Right? It's not the right one, or it's just, but the balance is this, and you tell me if I'm stretching it too far. If it's this difficult this early in meeting someone, isn't that also, you yourself said in one of our shows, I'm using it against you. If you tell me who you are, right, I need to listen, right? And so if something is a red flag early on, that is it's stupid if I don't pay attention to that. So there's a balance.
Oh, absolutely. Because that's why I said definitely have your boundaries, because if you know that person isn't the one, move to the next one, because love is not something you fall into. It's something you wake up and practice. And I'm not saying to settle. Definitely find the right person that is right for you. And I'm not saying everybody's right for you. You definitely have to know who you're going to mesh with, because there should be attraction and there should be some desire and there should be some balance there. And
You
that's why
said
it's get balance.
you said the person you mesh with, and I heard the person you mess with.
Well, mesh it all, mishmash,
Oh,
hodgepodge.
no.
It's all the same
I'm just
thing.
saying my Freudian
Your
filters
Freudian slip.
here. Yeah, not Freudian, G-rated Freudian, but very
The
telling
R-rated version.
of the way that I am listening. Not even R-rated, but again, it's that BS that I carry around, that relationships are threatening, are messy, are not worth it, are too much trouble, are all of that is stuff that I have, that it's my job to get rid of that. But I
But
will,
see,
I do want to comment one thing. I know this is where it is, I'm practicing my disagreement skills with you. There you go. When we say the one, when we say the right one, when we say them, that one, I again get triggered because I don't believe that there is only one. So I know you didn't mean it that way, but
But see, I actually agree with you,
oh,
because I believe love is not about finding the right person.
there is
It's
no
about,
right person.
yes, and I agree with you. It's about becoming a person who knows how to love.
Say that again. That was brilliant.
Yes, love isn't about finding the right person. It's about becoming a person who knows how to love.
Oh, wait. I gotta do my different kind of applause. Yeah, that was I gotta make a short out of that. That was at 56. Okay. Thank you. That helped a lot, because to continue to focus outwards looking for the one or the right one or someone to complete you is a painful process and activity. So I don't want to do that. So now you just gave me a good alternative. And I actually do coach this, and I say, are you acting and behaving and being a person that you want in your life? So are you worthy of your own desire?
Yeah. And I think it's important to be a reflection of what you want, and then you will attract that. And I think that's important to not always think about, well, they need to do this, they need to do. No. I'm going to love me. I know I'm going to hold my own hand. I'm going to take myself out. I'm going to be my own Valentine. And I think that that's important.
Yes. And I know how to hug myself real
Absolutely.
well.
Yes. Give yourself some self-love. And so I want
Oh,
to invite our
that
listeners
work?
to, yeah, it does. It feels good. Just give yourself a nice big hug.
Yeah. Well, this has been fun. I hope you've enjoyed it as much as Dr. Tiffany and I have. You have been tuned in to Take My Advice. I'm not using it. Get Balanced with Dr. Marissa, the morning show on my special Wednesday Hump Day series. Doctor's in the house with myself and
Dr. Tiffanie Tate.
thanks for joining us. I almost forgot. I have one more pair of tickets to Don McLean this Saturday, the February 7th. If you'd like a free pair of tickets, please do go to drmarissa.life, and I will tell you how to get those tickets. That's the guy who sang "Bye Bye Miss American Pie, drove my Chevy." Anyways, it's all about balance. Peace in, peace out. World peace through inner peace. Dr. Tiffany, take us out.
Now go and have the best day ever.